What I wanted to do, and what I'll do tomorrow as well, and at some point on Wednesday, is give you a daily update as to what's been going on with regard to the election petition trial for Graham, who's obviously fighting to get a result with regard to the Runcorn and Helsby by-election. Now, I've today in court, and you can see, scribbled down loads and loads of notes. I actually got literally everything that I could, but obviously there's some things from an integrity of the trial point of view that I'm not going to tell you, because I don't think that that's the correct thing to put that out online. I think what I can do is give you an overview of how the day went, what happened, and where we're going to go from here. One of the things I want to do first of all is just give a shout out to a gentleman who approached me, and he gave me this key ring, which I thought was really smart. It was me, and if you scan that QR code there, it actually takes you to the live stream that I did with Graham. And if you go over there, you've got the Rumble channel as well with... that's Graham's Rumble channel. If you scan that QR code there, you'll go over to that. So that was all pretty cool. Anyway, how did the day go? We all met at this hotel where I'm staying about 9:15, 9:20 this morning, wandered down to the court. When we were there, when we arrived, a load of supporters were there already, which was nice to see from Graham's point of view. And they issued us all a raffle ticket. And I thought we were entering the bloody lottery, but obviously we weren't. We were going to court. And they said to us that I think it was 62 people they could fit in the court. And if you imagine you've just got to get in, they asked you if you were there as a supporter of Graham. Obviously, yes. And those of us that got in. I, for obvious reasons, made sure that I was in the door. I did see people in the interim where we were having short breaks here and there who said that they arrived a little bit too late. So my advice to anybody is if you want to get down there early. Anyway, when we went in, we went through the usual security checks that you do when you go in a court. And I was presented with one of these. A zip bag. I had to put all my worldly belongings I took with me in that zip bag, and they even confiscated my selfie stick, would you believe it? They were a bit heavy-handed with Graham because one of the things he had in a suitcase was all of his legal paperwork, which he needed for the court case, his paperwork, his law books, and all the rest of it. And because he's a litigant in person and not part of the club, so to speak, they treated him not in the best way. And he did have a thing or two to say about it. You know what Graham's like, but he did take a deep breath and calm down somewhat, which is good. Anyway, from there, we went in the court, and you imagine those big courts like you've got on the telly, Rumpole of the Bailey and that sort of thing. Imagine that, and that's exactly what we had. And the place was relatively full. I sat on one of the benches at the back. You had all the pit in the middle with all there was Graham, Steve, and then you had Sarah Pochins and the returning officer, defence teams on the other. It was pretty much full, and I think there was about another 20 people. I counted, must be 50, 60 people, got to have been, so there was a good amount of support for him. While I'm recording this, actually, they're all down the pub. I popped in there very briefly, but I thought, bugger it, I want to go back to my room. Anyway, I thought the judges were very fair with Graham. They said, look, you're a litigant in person. This is what is going to happen. Obviously, there's certain things that can't happen because you're not part of the club. So this is how we're going to conduct the trial, and all that was agreed with. And it was made very clear, which I thought was nice. If you've got any problems at any stage or anything not quite right, then, tell us. Mr. Straker, KC, King's Counsel, was there. He was the guy that we all remember from London on the 16th of October, is all I'll say. And we got underway. Obviously, Sarah Pochin's defence was there as well. I'm not sure, but I think there was a member of the press there. I'm not sure, but I do believe there was. So it'd be interesting to see if anything comes up. Graham was sworn in as a witness. That's one of the things that they said. You are effectively a witness because you'll be giving testimony. And he got sworn in as a witness. They mentioned something about a key piece of evidence to do with part of the election interference, which hadn't been submitted into evidence yet. And they were discussing whether that was going to be the case. I'm not going to say what it is just in case, but I know it's been mentioned in the public domain. Also, the other team, the defence team, Mr. Straker and the lawyer for Sarah Pochin, I think it's more Mr. Straker actually, suddenly come up with this floor plan of the area where the actual count that we're all talking about took place, and there was a smaller German, while they decided what they were going to do about that, if anything, and come back in. Now, when it all started, Graham first of all started talking about what the English Constitution Party is about, standing up for people with disabilities, the poor, those that aren't represented, and obviously the English Constitution and our rights. There was a little bit of mention again about some of the areas of election interference, and the fact that the election leaflets were not delivered. So a little bit about that as well. And then we went into talking about the actual problem that was seen at the election. And it's something I've explained on this channel many times with the bundles. A stack of election ballot papers like that are from one party, and then you stick one for one there and one for one there. And if they do a bundle recount instead of a ballot recount, that's where the fraud is. There was something about Doncaster in 2009, which might warrant further investigation. That's kind of a comparison. And Graham spoke very much about, the integrity of the vote, the whole meaning of why we vote, what the vote's about, and exactly why he's standing there in the first place. And it's really, was this an error? Was this malicious intent, or was there something else behind it all? Who was responsible? And also an interesting statistic where the election was so close, 6 votes, 130 years apparently. This hasn't happened, and that's a very telling statistic. Mr. Straker went into a bit about the procedure of the election, going right back to the point where really it's no concern of ours. It's really the count, and everything after that. And again, they went into more detail about asking, what we saw, what you perceived and everything else. When Mr. Straker was done, the defence attorney for Sarah Pochin turned up, or stood up, And one of the things that came out, what you have to understand, and this is something that I've mentioned on the channel before, is he never expected to win. He was there to represent the people. You know, if he won, it'd be a bonus, obviously, but it wasn't about winning. It never was. It was about representing the people, representing England. And one thing that we've discussed is if a full ballot recount does happen, or even the election's annulled, it's highly probable that if people are as pissed off as they truly are, Sarah Pocham will more than likely win by a hell of a lot more than 6 votes. Either way, it'd prove it, wouldn't it? So there you go. Once they were done with Graham, we had a short break again, and then we came back and Graham was able to call his witnesses, and one of the people that he called, and it was the only one actually because we ran out of time, was a chap called Nigel, who's a statistical expert and has been involved with I think it's the Royal College of Statisticians, and he was on the stand. Graham asked him some questions about his professional qualifications and a few other things. The judges cross-examined him, and Mr. Straker cross-examined him as well. Now, I'm going to tell you something, and this is my opinion only. I think that they were trying to discredit him by finding some kind of annoyance with a political association, so to speak. So he thought, oh no, I'll go to Graham's trial, and that's what I thought, in my opinion. And it was this whole thing about 50 votes, yes or no. At the end of the day, there was a little bit of talk about some additional evidence that may or may not be put forward. Again, I'm not going to say what that was for the sake of sub judice. And it will convene again at 10:30 tomorrow. And at that time, I'll be making some more notes, and I will come back to you with another update. We had discussion this morning whether it will go the full 3 days or not. You just don't know, really don't know. I have to see what happens there. And you know, we'll be further along tomorrow. Thank you for everybody that attended. Thank you for everybody that came up and shook my hand. It was nice to meet some more new people. Wonderful. Thank you for, again, my little key ring. That was good. And yeah, we'll leave it there, I think. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll bung this on my Twitter, so anybody that didn't get there or is interested in what's going on, please have a look over on that so you can work out exactly what's what. Please share, and I will talk to you tomorrow. All right, thanks a lot. Toodaloo.